Hello and welcome to the QuietCool showroom. As you can see, we have a variety of different fans and control options, everything from a single speed to 2 fans to multiple speeds and all combinations in between. Today I want to focus on how we wire our 2-speed controls. And we're going to do specifically a 2250 on high and low today. Here's how the controls will look installed in the wall with a typical 8-hour timer, with your ability to control the timing function as well as the high and the low speeds. Let's go take a look in our backroom facility and we'll show you the specifics of the wiring. Alright, well here we go. Today we're going to be working with our 2250D. It's a 2-speed model. It comes shipped standard to run on high speed, and it has already installed a grounded typical plug-in into the handy box. We're going to show how to remove that, how to remove this control cord and wire in a 2-speed hardwired control. That will include an 8-hour timer and a 3-way switch for high and low speed capability. You'll also need 3-wire Romex, which is your Romex with a red, black, ground, and a white or common wire. And you'll also need a 2-wire Romex, which is your standard white, black, and ground wires for this installation. If you're doing the installation in a construction home and in a retrofit application, you'll also need an after construction handy box that you can cut into the wall. Alright, we're here at the next stage of the installation, and you're going to have to use your imagination a little bit. Picture we're up in the attic at this level, and this wall is going to run all the way from the top plate in the attic space all the way down to the floor in the living space. This aftermarket or the retrofit handy box is a 2-gang box. You're going to want to install that at thermostat height with your 60 inches so that you avoid any fire blocking within the wall, and it makes it a lot easier to get your wires and your controls all installed within that wall without extra drilling and cutting. From the attic, you're going to have to run a power source wire, which is a 14-2 wire, your common, your black, and your ground. It's going to come from a constant power source through the top plate, down the wall, and into the handy box. You're also going to run back up from the handy box a 14-3 wire, which is going to have a black, red, white, and ground wire on it, and that's going to come back up and later on connect to the fan. We're going to show you how to wire in the 8-hour time control and the 2-speed 3-way switch into this handy box, as well as the wiring connections with the fan so you can control both your high and your low speeds. Alright, we're going to get into the specifics of the wiring. Now come in and take a look at this. We have our 8-hour timer with our 8-hour control speed. This is going to be controlling the power to the fans as well as to the switch that controls the speeds. So your power source coming from the attic is going to come into the box. The black wire is your hot wire, that's your constant power. It's going to connect to the black wire on the timer. Your green is your ground, so the G and the G, the green is the ground. It's going to connect into the ground wire. Your white is a common or a neutral wire, and you can connect that to all 3 of the whites. You can connect all of the whites together on one nut. So we're going to do that right now. Now all of your common wires are together in the entire box, so anything that's white you can put into that common wire connection. Now from the switch, from the timer, there's a switched leg, which is your red leg. Now that'll control when the power turns on, it'll control the power going into the speed control. So you want that red wire coming into the black screw on your speed control. And that'll power up the speed control so that you can control both the low and the high speeds. Now the low speed is going to be the red wire going back up the wall, and the black wire is going to be the high speed going back up the wall. So the low speed you can connect down there. Your high speed you're going to connect on this screw. Just screw this on a little tighter. And your ground wire obviously is connected to your ground screw. So once it's finished, your final connections will look like this. You'll have your 14-2 wire, your white, black, and ground coming into your timer. So you're going to have that grounded first, your hot connection with the black to black, your common wires all whites together, and your switch leg from the timer going into the speed control. The speed control is going to have a low speed, which is the red wire going up the wall, and the black wire will be your high speed going back up the wall, and your ground wire connected to your ground screw. So we'll show you what that looks like when it's finished and installed in the box, and then we're going to follow this up into the fan control, how you remove the plug operation for single high speed to control it on the high-low in-wall controls. Alright, we've finished our wiring. We've got everything tucked away nicely inside of our handy box, or our junction box. Our switches are screwed down. You're going to want to leave your timer control with just a little bit of wiggle room so that you can get it in just the right position to fit your QuietCool control plate. Once that's installed, you'll put the 4 screws in and it'll look just like that with a low and a high speed and a timered control option. Now we're going to move into back to the attic. We've got our 3-wire, our 14-2 3-wire with our red low speed, black high speed, white is our common, and our ground wire. We're going to go to our handy box. You're going to need to unscrew the handy box cover. You'll also need to unscrew the connection with the plug-in control. We're going to disconnect our plug-in control, so we're going to unscrew this wire, or unconnect this wire here. You can take off these connection nuts, and then disconnect all of the connections that are made. So you're going to disconnect the white, the black, and that ground connection. And we're just going to take that plug out. So you won't have the plug, and you're going to replace it with these wires in the exact same spot. So those wires are going to come in. You're going to put those into the box, secure them down so that it's not going to come out, cause any type of fire hazard. Make sure that's connected. Now you're going to have a black, white, red, and ground. And on the other side, you're going to have a black, white, red, and ground. So you're connect to like. So you're going to put your red to red, your white to white, your black to black, your ground to ground. You're going to put the cover back on, and then you're going to have a 2-speed QuietCool fan with a timered option and a speed control. Now this will work with our 2250s, our 3100s, the Trident 2.3, the Trident 3.0, and the 4700D. All 5 of those fans will work with this exact same wiring and control option. Alright, we're here ready to button this thing up. We've got all our wire connections made. We've made sure that the ground is securely connected. We've got our 14-3 control wire into the box. It's secure. And we're going to put our handy plate box cover on. Screw that down. Everything's buttoned up. Now, this is the QuietCool system in a nutshell. So we've got our attic here with our control wires down, our fans installed in the attic, the power's on. You click your timer. We're on low speed. So our 2250 at low speed, you click the switch, it moves to high speed. There you have it. If you want to turn it off, you turn it off. Thanks for watching us with QuietCool today.